There are 7 societal needs and wants according to the recently published Circularity Gap Report of Circular Economy 2021. Mobility, including transportation, housing, nutrition, services, consumables, healthcare, and communications. To satisfy all global needs and wants, we emitted 59.1 billion tons of greenhouse gases in 2019 globally. On the contrary to what you have heard in media saying in bold, fashion has the highest impact, this report shares that consumables, including textiles, are responsible of 9% of these emissions, has the 5th place following mobility, housing, services, and nutrition. Today, the world is only 8.6% circular. That means only 8.6% of the materials we use are cycled back into the economy, leaving a massive circularity gap. Yes, we need materials to fulfill our needs and wants, but we need to remind ourselves that this produces emissions. Our sector may and will be cleared of this bad reputation when we start looking at our waste as a resource, as a raw material. The circularity rate in textiles is even lower than overall percentage. Today, only 1% of the fibers produced for clothing is recycled into new clothing, representing a loss of more than $100 billion worth of materials each year. And most of the materials being recycled is cascaded down to lower value applications and downcycled to cleaning clothes, insulation material, and mattress stuffing. These facts are challenging us at Orta and got us thinking about how we can improve our handprint mission starting right here in our own local community, where circularity is not just a way to upcycle better, but also a way to reduce our footprint on the environment. Recently, as a next step to closing the loop, we partnered with Gamma, a recycling center here in Turkey. We send Gamma our textile waste and they send us the recycled fibers that we can use in new denim fabric production. This collaboration redirects our waste from the downcycling sites to beautiful new products.
Gamma Recycle is the biggest recycled fibers and yarn manufacturer in the world with almost 25 years of experience. We are in the field of post-consumer and pre-consumer cotton fibers as well as PET bottle recycling. We as Gamma is manufacturing approximately 150 tons of recycled cotton fibers. Pre-consumer fibers are raw material-wise, they are coming from garment industry, and post-consumers mostly use garments and use stuff such as pillows, towels, etc. The quantity-wise, of course, we are manufacturing post-industrial fibers, pre-consumer fibers. As soon as we receive the fibers from the garment manufacturers, we sort them into the polymer first, in case if they are cotton, viscose, polyester, etc. And then we sort them into the color, and after that specific sorting, we take them into tearing line, and afterwards we receive cotton fibers with different polymers and different colors. Besides that, we are manufacturing post-consumer fibers. We receive mostly from Turkey, and as well as we are importing them from outside. We are cooperating with Orta last 4 years. Our R&D teams and their R&D teams are working together to develop new products and new ideas. In the meantime, we have started recycling Orta pre-consumer waste, especially cutting waste, but also slushers and other stuff. They are sending all their waste to Gamma, and we are processing them into recycled cotton fiber, and we send them back to Orta. This is most benefit idea for both sides, that gives also traceability as well as sustainability.
In closed-loop systems, the products are designed, manufactured, used and handled so that they circulate within a society for as long as possible with maximum usability, minimum negative environmental impacts, minimum waste generation, and the most efficient use of resources throughout their life cycles. Here, the main requirement as well as the biggest challenge is to implement greater circularity, which would help our industry to design a world without waste. And this involves getting to the root of changing behaviors and processes. Globally, while 53 million tons of fiber is produced, not all of them end up in our closets. Around 10 to 15% of this fiber are lost during production, and what we are wearing right now unfortunately end up at the landfills and incinerators at the end of their lives. At Orta, we have a waste management system where we categorize, separate, collect and find new uses for the waste that is generated in our processes. We have a team dedicated to efficient resource consumption and waste management. In line with our material strategy, the first step of our waste management is to use our resources efficiently to eliminate or minimize waste. Then collect, measure, reuse if possible, and if not, dispose them in the most environmentally friendly way. Within our operations, we implement the closing-the-loop system by adopting a whole life cycle approach, starting from product design, production, use, and the end of life, identifying where waste can be reduced, reused, and recycled.
The majority of textile waste generated in our production process comes from spinning, which is the first step of our denim production. In spinning, the KPIs for a good quality yarn production is to remove a portion of short fiber and remaining plant parts and then fiber parallelization process, which are vital for natural fiber, especially for cotton. For this purpose, in spinning mills, the fiber spares are opened, cleaned, blended homogeneously, and then drawn for parallelization. During this process, short fibers and cotton seeds as well as impurities are removed from cotton. The fibers then go through carding, drawing, and spinning stage of yarn production. In spinning, three main waste categories are generated: blowroom and combing waste, production waste, sliver and rowing, and then yarn waste. These wastes are collected by pipelines. Here at Orta, we process some part of this waste to be refed into carded yarn production process. The remaining wastes are very valuable and can be recycled back into the system. We therefore categorize, collect, store and send them to the recycling companies.
As Orta, our goal is to create the ethical, long-lasting and good quality denim that you love, and denim that has low impact and even positive impact on the environment. Recycled cotton is a great alternative to virgin cotton, as it does not only divert waste from landfills and incinerators, but also eliminates loss of biodiversity arising during unsustainable cotton farming. At Orta Lab, our own team of experts have been just as obsessive with their quest for the perfect formula. In our case, for the optimum balance of recycled materials and durability. This is why we have announced our golden ratio, the perfect mix of pre- and post-consumer recycled materials and alternative natural materials to give the look and feel of quality that our denim is so well known for, while retaining the ultimate in strength and long-term of durability that stands for the test of time. This is our way of fabric development, based on built to last with both physical and emotional durability. And it represents our golden ratio designing mentality that provides a standard of Orta's commitment to design a world without waste. We join our consumers with the pushback on throwaway fashion of today. We aim to be the part of the solution in fashion without waste. Because a great pair of jeans is an emotional badge, a reminder of good times. Our eco-engineered denim stands by our commitment to make the feeling last.
At Orta, we are using both pre- and post-consumer recycled cotton in our processes. The journey of recycled cotton at Orta starts with their transport to our facility in bales. The fibers are tested for physical features and color properties. The bales are then categorized and stored in our cotton warehouse according to these tests. Then we transfer these bales to our spinning unit according to production plan. The bales are placed under Unifloc machine in blow room to achieve homogeneous distribution of fiber according to blending recipe. During operation, warning signs, colored can belts, and colored roving tubes are used in order to separate recycled cotton from the other fibers, starting from blending stage until the end of spinning. Due to short fiber length, recycled blended fibers produce higher waste amount in blending and carding machines compared to regular cotton fibers. The fibers produced with Orta quality are then goes through indigo dyeing, weaving, and finishing processes with fine adjustment to produce high quality Orta fabrics. For example, due to color inconsistency of recycled fibers, we do test run in indigo dyeing to adjust dyeing recipes. And because we incorporate short fibers into production with recycled cotton, we do adjustment on the process speeds, especially in weaving, which in turn may cause production loss. There are 4 important parameters that we look into determine the ratio of recycled fiber used in the yarn. These are short fiber ratio, average fiber length, 5% fiber length, and number of naps. The better the parameters are, the better efficiencies we achieve in spinning. That in turn leads to more efficient production in the following steps. We incorporate recycled cotton into our blend considering these parameters and operate with fine adjustment throughout the production to produce high quality denim.
At Orta, for every fabric we design, firstly we want the consumers, designers to fall in love with the fabric and the garment they will use it for. We aim for a fabric that will provide them both emotional and physical durability. This is a must, and the guide we follow to achieve this is the golden ratio standard we set for product development. When recycled cotton is concerned, setting a golden ratio for recycled cotton is a complicated task. This is due to low supply of recycled cotton fiber in the market and its quality. One of the important fiber properties in spinning for high quality and productivity is the fiber length and the length distribution within the batch. Numerically, short fiber percentage in a recycled cotton batch is in average 65%, which is 3 times more than in a regular virgin cotton batch. Since the length of recycled cotton fiber is too short, they cannot quite contribute in yarn strength. Short fibers cause higher unevenness, more floating fiber, and higher number of thin and thick places in the yarn, which means higher variation within the yarn strength. So the recycled cotton does not only cause lower yarn strength, but also higher variation in the yarn strength, generating more number of weak places in the yarn. As a result, during warping, dyeing, and weaving processes, yarn breaks and weaving faults increase, which causes higher second quality and higher production wastes, which in the end contradicts with our effective resource consumption objective. This is where golden ratio approach in design takes place. When you are not able to increase the fiber quality of the recycled cotton, but still want to achieve the same quality, you need to improve the fiber quality of the fiber that you blend with recycled cotton. And this is how we achieve quality Orta denim.
The biggest challenge of textiles industry on circularity is the low supply of recycled materials. The link to change the flow from linear to circular economy is not well established yet after consumer use. At Orta, last year, 20% of our production was made from recycled fiber blends. In 2 years, we increased our recycled cotton use from 0 to 650,000 kilograms, and this year, with this partnership, we aim for 1 million kilos. We believe that our partnership with Gamma will help expand our golden ratio standard for creating the most durable and eco-positive denim fabrics. At Orta, we are envisioning a denim future where collaborations are enabled in every step from farm to one's fashion closet and circles back. Even it goes beyond the circular economy to a view of infinite possibilities, where biotechnology and regenerative solutions help us use worn clothes wisely to be able to lessen the use of natural resources while creating more abundance, and where denim leads fashion's leadership in climate action and build a waste-free ecosystem that enables a longer, healthier life for us and the planet.